I wasn't expecting company, but if you stay out of the shrubs and flower beds, you can stay.
Give them a wave, Pops, now that you've invited them in. We're two old guys who enjoy playing sandbox and survival games together. I'm Uncle Craig. Go ahead and sit down. Let's visit for a while.
In Star Wars The Old Republic, gearing at late game can be a bit confusing. Early game, probably the best thing to do is just to wear what you get as drops. If you want to augment those items, you can, though it's an expense that is unnecessary, and it doesn't give you that much value. So just wear what you have as drops that come in, anything that looks like it's going to be better than a previous item, because you're only going to have them for a short period of time as you move through the levels. Once you reach level 75, there's several steps that you're going to do and some things that you'll want to know because it is a bit confusing. And then once you get that achieved and you have your late game gear up to level 340, then the last part, getting the Ricotta gear to get to level 344, is pretty clear. But this part in the middle here, as soon as you reach 75, can be a bit confusing. So I thought I'd walk through that with you. First thing is, at level 75, you'll want to go right away to your tactical vendor. On the Imperial side, on the fleet, it's going to be Moro the Reaper. And on the Republic side, it's going to be Savak Sav. And map-wise, on the Imperial side, it's going to be the northwest quadrant, the second room from the right. And in the Republic side, it's going to be the southeast quadrant, again, the second room from the right. Now, you'll want to go and use a good source like Vulk.com. That's one I use, VULKK.com. They have a good guide for the different builds, and they will point out the tacticals that are most like, they'll give you the default tactical, and then they'll give you other tacticals that would be for special situations. So you want to go and refer to that before you go buy your tactical. And you just want to pick that up at level 75, and that's the easy part. After you do that, go and run your story if you haven't finished it, expansions, just run whatever you want till you get to level 80. As soon as you reach level 80, there's several things that you're gonna want to do. First of all, you're going to want to pick up 2 missions. One is from Londar Edwin, and he is going to give you a mission called Technological Advancements. And before you actually finish that mission, then you want to go over to Hyde and Zeke. Hyde specifically is going to give you a mission there, and the one that you want to pick, and we'll discuss this in detail in another video, is the Prototype 340, not the 340 artifact, and not any of the lower level prototype ones. Just go straight for the Prototype 340 mission that he has there for you, so you'll pick those up. Now, once you get those 2 missions, what you'll do is go ahead and run heroics. There's a reason for it. We cover in, again, the video on that, but you're going to run a series of heroics on different planets. Hopefully you will also be achieving your personal conquest if you haven't done that already at that point. And after you run several, you'll get to a point where you have 94 charges in the device, and then all you have to do is run 1 flashpoint, and you'll have your 100 charges for Lundar. Once you get the 100 charges for Lundar, you'll go to Lundar, you'll talk with him once again, and his little buddy Snark, I call him, will show up, little droid, and that droid will have the legendary implants available for your combat style and discipline. Now again, I would refer to something like Vulk.com that gives you good explanation of the different legendary implants and which are best for your character and which ones will affect your combat in one way or the other. So refer to that and buy your 2 legendary implants, and you'll want to even upgrade them as much as you can. If you've got some extra tech fragments, you can, and conquest commendations, I should say, you can upgrade your legendary implants to a higher level. Now, once you do that, then you're going to switch and run just flashpoints. Now, this is where people make a lot of mistakes. Up to this point, and beyond, you don't want to purchase any armor. Don't purchase any conquest gear. Don't purchase any flashpoint gear. Just use what you have as drops. As soon as you hit 80, you're going to start getting a lot more of the higher level gear. And anytime you have something that you can upgrade and equip it, go ahead and equip it. Everything else that you get that's the higher level, deconstruct it, because all of it is going to go toward your currencies that you're going to use to upgrade your gear through this process, and then later on even. So while you're running the flashpoints, anytime you get a piece of gear that's a little better than what you're wearing, wear it. And anytime you get 170, I think is the number, 170 FP1 stabilizers, which is the flashpoint currency, then go to the flashpoint upgrade vendor. Don't buy any gear, but you will be upgrading gear. And when you go to that vendor and look at what they have available, select the one that is going to give you the highest rated item. So whatever that is, increase it one more, because your goal at this point is to get a 340 prototype item in your inventory so you can break it down and finish that mission with hide. So again, don't buy conquest armor, or gear, don't buy flashpoint gear, just simply upgrade flashpoint gear and deconstruct everything else as you go until you get a piece of gear that is 340 prototype. Then what you're going to do is go back to hide, and standing next to him, go ahead and deconstruct that 340 prototype item, have a conversation with hide, and then Zeke will make his modifications available to you. At that point, what you'll do is, looking at the stats of your character, you'll take a set of gear that is fully modifiable. Each piece is probably going to be item rating 8. It might be higher than that if it happens to already contain some modifications, but it's all fully modifiable gear. And what you're going to do is, looking at your stats, you're going to pick the armoring, the mods, the specific enhancements you need to get your stats correct, hilts, barrels, and things like that that you're going to put in that item rating 8 gear. And when you do, that gear will get to item rating 340. Then the only things that you'll need to upgrade are earpiece and relics. And so for those, you will go back to that flashpoint upgrade vendor periodically to upgrade your relics and your earpiece. But other than that, you're done. You've got your 340 gear. And again, it will be, you will have an overall item rating of 340 once the relics and the earpiece are upgraded. So that's a summary, a little bit more detailed even than a summary, but that's a summary of what we're going to do over the next few videos, demonstrating that path.